I made a promise way back when I created this channel that I would bring you wonderment, I'd bring you artists from all over the world who can sing, who are not auto-tuned, and pop music of the finest caliber for musicians seeking your ears. That's all they were looking for. And somebody to translate their lyrics into English and be the middleman to show the world that the music industry has not died. But in a time of strife, in a time where the world is seeking healing, I'm also always on the lookout for songwriters and music that can heal the soul. We're at the lowest ebb we've ever been as a world, yet we're richer in so many ways than we were 30 years ago. But there's always the threats of war, there's always different things going on that makes us depressed. And we've just all come through a pandemic. Now, Matthias Wehr from Germany is the healer of music that I have been seeking for a long time. I always said to myself, ever since the death from Italy of the great composer, the songwriter Morricone, that I was always looking for somebody not to replace the shoes, it's impossible, but was cinematic, dramatic, epic, all the words that you can use when it comes to creating music on a liquid gold level that delivered to your ears, to your heart, and to your soul a sense of peace. And Matthias Wehr does that. And today's wonderful video from him is called Entre Anni. I'm going to give you a bit of background about him. He studied clarinet at the Musikschule Nuremberg and conducting at the University of Augsburg. At the age of 23, he won the official European Conductor of the Year in 2008, and at the 4th European Conductors Championship in Norway. Only 1 year later, he won the silver baton at the World Music Conductors Contest in Holland. As composer and chief conductor of various orchestras, Matthias Wehr has already won numerous international awards. As a juror and guest conductor, Matthias Wehr works with wind bands, brass bands and flute orchestras all over Europe. For his musical commitment, he has been awarded the cultural prizes of the cities of Strasbach, Fürth and Forchheim. His compositions are performed all over Europe and are published by Musikverlag Frank in Switzerland. I want you to come back today for a question and answer on this conductor, because I want you to bring him into your musical world and get to know him the same way we've got to know great conductors in the past. He has to be added to that list. They're awarding him all of these awards because of his greatness, because of what he is about. Yet he's a very grounded young man with his feet on the ground, and he's exceptional, as you're going to hear right now. I want to thank Irini, the artist, the woman you've seen in the video, the celloist, all called Matthias, spelt in a different way, the wonderful vocals of Connie, and the wonderful epic composer that I'm introducing you today called Matthias Villa. And that particular video was Enthorani. You have done a wonderful job collectively, Matthias, of putting wonderful talent together and do the one thing that we all need. We need to listen to more of this kind of music. But the great thing in this world is you exist and you're continuously producing and composing and conducting music that can heal. Truly, truly heal. And I want to thank you for that. I want to go into a little bit of yourself as well in the questions and answers, because there's no lyrics to dissect here. This is the introduction of one of the world's greatest, and I'm going to say this way in advance of anybody else, greatest conducted songwriters of our modern era, of our time. And I predict more awards, more people jumping on board, and a lot more attention going deservingly to this young German, Matthias Villa, who is just exceptional on every musical level. I'm sure you would have agreed after listening to that. But I'm going to go into his, what it says here, home. I'm going to leave you his links, of course, everything with this video. Do check him out. And you can thank me later by subscribing and leaving a like and conducting as well. Here's me conducting, leaving a like and commenting as well. Conducting. Oh, I need a coffee. It took me 6 uptakes and always something went wrong, so eventually I got it right. But I'm just sifting through different things that he's done. Now, and this is the question and answer. Just a few to get to know him. Can you tell me, Matthias, how you first got interested in writing music? And he replied, my love for composing came at the age of 12 when I wanted to write the condenser for the Stamitz clarinet concerto myself. 2 years later, I composed my own pieces for the clarinet quartet at my music school, and during my studies at the conservatory, my knowledge was then extended by the subjects of harmony and arrangements. Who were your early influences as a composer? In conducting my studies, he responded, at the University of Augsburg, I was able to take composing lessons with Ed de Boer, Alexandra Comates in brackets. This is where my first works for the wind bands were written, including my first publication with the publisher Musikverlag Frank in Switzerland. Of course, I was influenced by my conducting activities and also by the international greats in the composer business, such as Juan de Micha, Philip Division, David Maslanka, and Alfred Reed. After 10 years studying clarinet and conducting, I felt ready for composing, so I was able to gain a lot of experience, learn, and still develop myself freely. And can you describe your compositional process? In the beginning, he responds, there is always some kind of inspiration. This can completely be different each time and can be randomly heard. Tune, some beautiful harmonies, or just a theme or a picture. Then I sit down to the piano and work out a score in a concert pitch. And after this, I start working on the instrumentation at my computer in the process and initially completely incidental accompaniment can become the main motive of the work, or vice versa. And this is interesting. How would you describe your music generally in terms of style? And even though I've used certain words in this video, this is what he says himself. Matthias responds, to decide one's own music is not so easy. So I use the statements of the other musicians who have played my works. Many say it's in the direction of epic music, hear, hear, orchestral film music, hear, hear. In any case, I think my music is tonal and concertante, which means it's very like concert music you'd go to in its tone. But I disagree. It's far more epic, dramatic, and cinematic, and all of that than you think, Matthias Fehr. It finishes. You were recently a finalist in the RWCMD Chori Composer Competition with your piece, Hyperdrive, which will be my next reaction, everybody. What can you tell us about this work? And this is what he says. The universe is known to be largely extremely large, thanks to Einstein's theory of relativity. The absolute speed limit is the speed of light, and that's, if you're honest, pretty lame. Over 4 years to the next star, how should one meet the extraterrestrials out there? I'm so getting a coffee after this. Conquer the galaxy. We need the hyperdrive. It allows the spaceship to handle interstellar and even intergalactic distance in acceptance time periods. In this way, many light years can be covered in days or even hours. Therefore, hyperdrive, which was the question about the composition he composed, is a way to travel to other planets. It's that feeling he gives you with his music. Imagine you're listening to Hyperdrive, and this is the feeling he wants you to get. That you go to the galaxies and go out of this world and float for a while, without being subjected to the constraints of special relativity. Get in, there's a lot to discover, he says. With your music, Matthias Fehr, there is. Oh, and he was asked at the time, do you have any other works in the pipeline? And he responded, I'm currently working on 3 compositions for competitions in Singapore, Italy and Switzerland. Also planned is a large-scale work for brass band soon for the German Brass Band Championships. So he never stops, this young man. He's intriguingly handsome, talented, got it all in the package. He's got a youthfulness about him. He takes you to different planets with his music, as he described. That's what he wants, an out-of-body world experience. Well, you also give the heart and soul an experience, one of peace and tranquility. Long may it continue, Matthias Fehr from Germany. Thank you for listening, everybody. I hope you absolutely will follow this young man's links in the description below. Take care for now. Bye-bye.